Hello friends, welcome to Golden Angel Tarot. For this reading, I'm going to talk about Saturn in Aries. So, as you know, Saturn entered Aries in May, and it will continue until August 31st in Aries. In September, it will retrograde back into Pisces for a final review of unfinished business. And after February 13th, 2026, until April 12th, 2028, Saturn will continue in Aries. When we talk about Saturn, this is the ruler of the zodiac signs Capricorn and Aquarius. Capricorn restricts mostly on the career work topics, and Aquarius looks for expansion more in the community or collective area. So for Saturn is the discipline, your frustrations, your karma. Saturn creates delays based on where the planet is located or which house it is located, and teaches you lessons. So we are expected to learn things from this, again according to the house and the planets that we possess in our natal chart. And if you fulfill your responsibilities, if you discipline yourself and learn the lessons in the according house or according sign, zodiac sign, then if Saturn decides you have learned your lessons, it will bring its permanent reward. So once you learn the lesson will not repeat itself. If you don't know your natal chart, of course you'll be listening according to your sun sign, maybe your rising. So basically I would suggest listening to your sun sign, rising and moon sign. But if you know your natal chart, whichever house is getting the transit, you can also listen to that reading too. So I'm going to pull these oracle cards beforehand in the name of saving time. Then I will pull tarot cards to learn the lessons, the prize, the blockages. So let's start. Quick reminder before we start: if you like the readings, don't forget to hit the like button. I will be happily welcoming you to my soul tribe. And if you'd like to listen to follow more readings from Golden Angel Tarot, you can consider subscribing. So thank you in advance. Hello, Libra. So in order to save time, I'm drawing the cards beforehand. So let's start. What awaits you during this 2.5 year Saturn transit in Aries? Our first card is Gemini, connection. So number 3 might mean something to you. Also 3 is about communication. And I see bees. Bees are productive. Bees create honey. So as beautiful, creative people you are, also I'm seeing like this alchemical shapes here, following intuition. So conscious knowing, communication and connection will be benefiting you during this transit. Bottom of the deck is 5th house. Number 43 might mean something. So I'm seeing flowers here. I see paintbrushes, and this 5th house is about our hobbies, our love life, children, or things that make us feel joyful or like children. So what I get here is, this feels like the flower of life kind of energy, or purples or lilacs. So being engaged with creative endeavors, which might involve connecting with people, communication. Also, painting is a form of communication too. So letting your inner beauty to the outer world, because I see this like pink flowers, a little bit of yellow here. So self-confidence, but mostly going from the intuitive side, more on the higher calling kind of thing. So reflecting your inner beauty, inner flowers flourishing through art might be useful during this transit. And also you might invest into art supplies, your hobbies, maybe if you're in a relationship, if you're thinking about kids or things like that, like building something that makes your heart sing might be the theme here. But the energy I get here is yes, hobbies are good, nice, but they're hobbies, so maybe lack of commitment or procrastination, or feeling lazy about things or not seeing things through might be a problem for you during this transit. And we have snake, shed all skin. This bluish greenish color gives me this heart space. Also we talked about communication, so you might have to shed your old skin, your old ways, old habits, people. The energy I get here is like people who doesn't give you joy, who doesn't support you in your endeavors. You might feel the need to get rid of, shed these people out of your life during this 2.5-year transit. Bottom of the deck is Lady. So here we see the Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. So she is kind of representing the Empress, number 3, also the Empress cards in the tarot deck. So abundant, nurturing, motherly. Libras are known for being creative, artistic. They always come from the heart, full of love, unless they're in the shadow side. So if they're in the shadow side, you know, there is the swords are the air, and like the Queen of Swords, King of Swords. They could be logical, but they can be sometimes harsh and bitter and manipulative, or selfish when they're not feeling fulfilled or understood by their environment. So be careful not to fall on the shadowy side of the Libra archetype. But also Libra is just, they treat people equally. Again here, see, so she's holding this apple. Apple has 5 seeds in paganism. These 5 seeds represent 5 elements, so 5 aspects of your life, 5 things. So 3s and 5s could be your synchronicity, or things that mean something to you. This might come, also 5 is changes and transforming through experience. So these could be good experiences, these could be hard from time to time, but in the end it will be nurturing you. So I think you're invited to nurture yourself. If there are things that doesn't make you happy, if they don't respect you, if they don't give equal give and take, because Libra is all about we. And sometimes we need to learn how to say me or I want this, I want that. So communicate, tell what you want, tell what you need. Don't expect people to read your mind, because not everyone is that empathic, or that normally people can't read minds is what I can say. So these two cards wanted to come out. First one is duality, many meanings, and misunderstanding. So the card is number 36. If it means something to you, it could be your age, could be something else, a number, a postal code, your locker room number, anything. And number 47 is a river of blessings, releasing constraints. It's mostly like after some constraints, releasing and getting your abundance kind of energy, which is quite parallel with Saturn, because Saturn first constraints, like a teacher tests you, and if it thinks you passed your test, you continue and you have your gifts, your lessons, your success, abundance at the end of the process. Bottom of the deck is number 32. Again, I see the snake here. So this also talks about snake could be toxic, venomous, or could be used as healing, as cure. So I think you are, with the duality card here, this 32 is power over difficulty, reclaiming your power. So again, as bottom of the deck, I see two swans here. So swans, although they might be quite elegant, but in times they need to defend what they believe in, their nests, their surroundings. They can be fierce, as is Libras. I mean, Libras sometimes are accused of being imbalanced, but actually usually it is the coming from heart space, thinking about all the time, thinking about other people, people pleasing, and not being able to openly communicate their needs, makes them frustrated. And if they're frustrated, it's for every human being, it's hard to find your balance when of course it's life, it's duality, like we said, it's good and bad, it's have it or not have it, beginning and ending, you know. So we don't have everything at the same time. Life is not in a way that perfect, but it doesn't mean we have to try our best. So what I get here is you might have also the snake here gives me this energy of maybe some people, you know, like the snake is all around her arm and she feels like stoic and cold. This might mean some people, relationships, situations that might feel too cold, make you feel cold, like toxic people, toxic things that might make you feel cold about life, or you might appear cold on the outside because these things, people, situations are somehow sucking your energy, your beautiful your energy that is coming from your heart space might be dimmed by these toxic things. So I think you might have a lot of misunderstandings around people, and yes, I mean this again, swans also talk about our inner wisdom, our subconscious. So you are invited to rise above your inner subconscious and like reflect it outside, and again claiming your power. So this might mean fighting from time to time. It doesn't mean to be aggressive, but standing your ground against toxic people, things, situations, again, which doesn't make you happy. You might have to gain your strength. This could be your lesson, to gain your strength. And if you however you treat people, people reflect it back to you. So if you, again, here also like this color red, passionate and white, Librans are they usually come from a naive pure, innocent place, you know, like this is the inside, and on top of it there's a fiery aspect to them. Her holding this skull gives me this energy of transformation. Death card in tarot, which is my favorite, to be honest. I like death and rebirths, although when you're living through, it doesn't feel fun. But looking back after this period, you usually feel grateful that you went through this process. So here I see the book Knowledge. Librans are air groups are in general. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius are knowledgeable. They like education, they like knowledge, they like philosophical arguments. So this gives me, like, you might want to learn new things, new skills. You might start new training, or if you're in in some sort of education. But she looks like she's looking to the other side. Like, instead of this information, she wants to reach, but she seems to be sometimes distracted. So you might, again, we talked about commitments or seeing things through. You might have problems with seeing things through, finishing things. You might feel the need to drop out of school. Your relationship might feel cold to you, or we talked about here at the bottom of the deck, she's stoic, like a statue, emotionless, lifeless, you know, like, so as much like red and passion she is here, the feminine energy, nurturing energy, this might look cold on the outside if you don't concentrate on nurturing yourself. You know, the most energy I get here is try to invest in yourself more than other people. Also, there are some greens here again, like heart space. Red and white also talks about, when we talked about duality, our inner and outer worlds. And here what I get is everything is like, this figure is, there's a human, but there's behind is like a leopard. Behind you is this hunter, this animal. When they're hunting, they lock on the target. But this is like behind the scenes. So you have this potential, but you might need to, because we talked about releasing constraints, you need to work through constraints to release this inner feline, your inner fierceness. Like I said, not in an aggressive way, more like a determined way to see through things. And I see a lot of greens here too. So coming from the heart space, you don't have to be bitter. And she is like, she has this golden glowy orb in the middle of this big ball. So this feels like a start. A new beginning is possible, and she also looks like, if you focus on this, and you know, on the backside, on the background, you have this power. Invest in you and your power and what makes you happy. And these three cards, agape, however you read it. I think here I see blues and greens. So we talked about communication from heart space, and like all things coming together, feeling like things will align if you align. And also this is like mirror, so whatever you feel inside, you'll be able to create it on the outside. And when everything lines up, everything will be connected. Things will feel whole. And the kiss, number 60. Again, 6 is the Lover's card in tarot. 6 is harmony, community, family, serving others. Is, like we said, it's the main one of the topics of Librans. And I see this moon, like new moon. So this might mean new relationships, things that feel like first kiss, you know, the kiss. When you talk about the kiss, what came to my mind is things that feel new, like your first love, first kiss. I think you are invited to align with yourself and reflect your inner child, inner beauty, inner love. It doesn't have to be specifically a person, it could be anything, because like we said, Librans are artsy. Any form that you reflect your inner beauty, love space outside will be the way this transit moves. And Anima Mundi. So Anima Mundi is everything is getting together. See the person in the middle sitting in this meditative pose. Again, like the Agape card here with the candles here. I see also the candle here. Moon, Neptune. So following your intuition, even with the unknowns, unseens, and your fortune point, feeling what makes your heart sing, what makes you fortunate. And I see these hands and Jupiter, so this is like the Empress card or the Lady card here, nurturing and giving this abundance, probably using your hands, something with also Gemini talks about lungs, two of them, shoulders, hands, so doing something maybe with your hands. And Pluto and Mars, so Pluto is in Aquarius now. Aquarius is about community, sharing, also being open-minded and feeling free to expand to outer worlds aspect is what I get. And Mars, so we talked about maybe lack of commitment, so being committed, being active. Uranus here is about changes, sudden changes, because like a lot of planets are changing their places in transits, going to new zodiac signs. So I think everything will get together once you reflect your inner beauty, inner passion, inner love, because Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is love, relationships, and also your inner value. It also talks about luxury and material, but it is more like the Taurus part. So I think reflecting, and also we talked about like 5 seeds, 5 elements here, also the star here with the 5 corners. So getting everything together, you will become whole, and you will make the world become whole too. And bottom of the deck is Aletheia. So Aletheia talks about finding the truth, like distinguishing true from false, right from wrong. And also this card always gives me this energy of getting the boundaries, black and white. So here there's black and white rose. Rose is like a high frequency flower. It also talks about our relation with the divine, one of the highest frequencies. So again, the love energy is a high frequency. I think like from inside outside here, blooming with your certainty. Here is blue, third eye, sorry, not blue. Me telling blue might mean something to you. Purple and yellow, so being confident and trusting your gut, your inner knowing. And maybe also this gives me this feeling of boundary, like sharp boundary. We talked about people, toxic people, shedding old skin. Maybe like you have to cut off, like the Queen of Swords, some toxic people, toxic things that basically doesn't make your heart happy, doesn't make you happy like a child, like a teenager, is I think what you must cut off from your life. Maybe to that it's a sharp point, but here she has her third eye, like a compass here, all the signs. This gives me like the sun energy, so shine bright. And she has doing something with this, her hand, you know, there's this flame. This could be flame of love, your confidence, your light, your energy. So what it says is, allow the true love of your soul to radiate, and you shall see the natural beauty around you expand. So we talked about radiating your inner self to the outer worlds, getting everything together, your soul shining and radiating. And again, with the Empress card, you finding natural beauty and expanding. So this card also, energies and cards are confirming each other for me. Now, of course, Saturn is constraints, restrictions, blockages and frustrations, delays. So I'd like to learn what could be the blockage, frustration, delay for Librans. Okay, this one immediately wanted to come out. Three of course, number 3. So threes are important here. The Empress, we talked about the Empress card here, Lady card. So you giving less to yourself might be a blockage, or people not nurturing you enough might be a blockage. 8 of Swords. So again, toxic people, things, situations, making you feel like a victim might be a blockage for you. And what else? Blockage, frustration. This card wants to come out. King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles is he seems like this masculine energy. So this is our productive side. More than nurturing is this organizing, authoritative side. So again, the eyes are closed. So this king might do things, but they're refusing to see some aspects. Again, we talked about reflecting, shedding things. So what actually makes you happy and satisfied is maybe something you need to contemplate on. And again, these characters, like, she wants to look at the future, and these characters are looking back. So again, shedding old skin, we talked about it. So let go of old things. This could mean maybe old ways of doing things in your work, in your health, old habits. Also, this is a slow moving, because earth signs, it represents earth signs, maybe lack of commitment. Air signs are all about learning thoughts, but sometimes they could be on the surface level, not going deep. So maybe going deep on unnecessary things, or not going deep in creating some material abundance, maybe lack of savings, like you're not good at regulating your budget, you're not good at investing in good healthy habits, kind of thing. And 3 of Swords. So see, Librans have quite heartbreaks. Unfortunately, people don't understand, and they try to take advantage of their childlike inner beauty. So a lot of heartbreaks, or dwelling on these heartbreaks, might might constrain you moving forwards before you get these blessings. So don't dwell on your heartbreaks. And also, we talked about balancing things. Again, Pentacles are money, career, health. So balancing things out and finding this continuum, doing things consistently, might be your blockage. And also, we talked threes are here again. What else? What else? What else do we need to know? Okay, King of Swords. So this king, again, looking back, thinking, being maybe trying to be on the logical side, but maybe leaning too much on their logic and lacking clarity, because this gives me the feeling of Ace of Swords. So Two of Swords talks about stagnancy, being standing as stagnant, stalemate in your whatever thought process is. Could be about your health, could be about your work, could be about your relationships, and lacking clarity and always looking back, being stuck on past might be a blockage. What else? I'm gonna take one more card. And again, Swords, Page of Swords. So this one also is eyes closed, so you might have, this also talks about education. You might have blockages or frustrations about your education, higher education, learning new things. Maybe this could also mean being too harsh on people, you know, like swords are again not always emotional. They lean on the thought part, on the more logical side, and maybe leaning too much on the logic, but again rejecting your inner passion, inner calling might be a blockage here. And bottom of the deck is Ace of Pentacles. So here again, she doesn't have all the facts, eyes closed, or she's blind to the fact that you need some commitment, moving away from this all these thoughts. See, Pentacles and Swords, so it's all more than feelings. Is maybe being too stuck in your feelings and not investing in the material part, not seeing through the commitment part could be. So you can start a new habit, you can start a new diet regarding your health, a new endeavor, maybe a hobby of yours might turn into a lucrative job, but you are, so this one intuitively I felt the need. Also this is 8, number 8, 8 of Swords. 8 could mean something. 8 is also about power. So power, or too much of a power, like being powerless, you know. So you also a black cat, I see a black cat here. Black cats, maybe leaning onto your black cat energy, you know, instead of giving, being too soft on people. Maybe you need to embrace, hug your black cat energy. And black cat could be a synchronicity or something that means something to you. And Ace of Pentacles, again, starting new, something tangible. You might feel trouble starting something tangible. Yes, and during this process also this might mean on the background you might have to gain your strength, get your power back. For I'm gonna draw tarot for how can you alchemize or transform these blockages. How can you transform or alchemize these blockages? 4 of Pentacles. So 4 Pentacles again talk about being on the consistent side, and 4 is consistency, stability. So you might have to lean on more, again, being determined in your endeavors, whatever it may be. It could be artistic too. 8 of Swords. Again, we talked about 8 here, 8 4s, 8 3s. So this 8 of Swords, I see this color orange. So instead of fixating on your being a victim, transform this victimhood into a creative project, an art project. You know, like you can paint about this victimhood or this frustration frustrations you feel, or sing about it, you know, like compose a song, write a poem. So again, like Libras are artistic people, so transform this victimhood into something creative. You know, best work comes from the pain, and artists, you know, like suffer from pain because they are more emotional, more empathic people. And Two of Swords. So Two of Swords talks about, like, this gives me this idea of crossroads, maybe being in balance. So being balance, maybe again, normally this is a stagnation card, but maybe you are invited to think things through, you know, instead of jumping to things, really concentrate on maybe two things are on your mind, and you're invited to merge these things. You know, how can you change stagnant, constrained energy into something more creative, more balanced? Because Two also talks about partnership and balance. King of Cups. So Cups are creative energy, artistic energy, and King is the king, you know. King is the ruler of the cups. So this is again a masculine energy, like productive. So transferring your stagnancy and victim mentality into an art project. I get really that you would find this happiness, this satisfaction in more artistically leaning jobs, situations, or people. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, we talked about swords being on the logical side. Queen is nurturing. So yes, don't be bitter, like the, you know, because shadow side of swords are being bitter and harsh and aggressive at times. So be logical. Don't get, because when you lean into your emotion and heart space, you might fall back into a victim mentality. And also this looks similar to this same deck, has this Four of Swords cards, like a bird resting and be ready to be pampered. And here I see this this looks like a dragonfly. So dragonfly is about change. These fairy-like looking butterflies. So I think yes, be logical, but don't be harsh, don't approach this logical side from more nurturing side. So nurture your thoughts that feel good to you, thoughts, things that make sense for you. And like we talked about, commitment, pentacles, tangible things. And Knight of Wands. So here we see the reds, rooted, passionate, sacred energy, and yellows. Go with the confidence. There's also this skull here. So I think, like the Death card, and like she in this card, her holding this skull. So again, transforming and growing new mushrooms, new passionate, new stable things out of your birth thing. Could be the way to alchemize your transit. I'm gonna take one last card, this one, the Chariot. So again, number 7, 47, from stability to getting to some abundance, some luck. 7 is lucky, holy number for me. Also Libra is the 7th sign here with number 7. So I mean, the card is number 7. So Chariot is what I see here is this mushrooms on this vehicle. I don't know what it is. This could be your spiritual journey, something moving you forward, or actual car, or action. This talks about movement, action. So move, be active, lean on, we talked about kings and queens. We have a lot of taking your power thing. What was it? Yes, take your power back here. Take your power back cards. So these all the how to transform and alchemize cards give me this kings and queens. So be in control of your passion, your inner strength, your thoughts. So being balanced and in control and aligning with your true self, your beautiful loving self, will see you through this transit. And Nine of Swords. Again, Nine of Swords is normally like an anxiety card. So in general, your anxieties, your unhappiness, again, transform it into something meaningful. This card wanted to show the Tower. Okay, the bottom, under the bottom of the deck, the Tower wants to show. So this means maybe after this transit, you might feel something's changing fundamentally, whether it be your relations, your career, your point of view, how you look at life might change immensely. But I think that change is usually for the good, from an unstable point to a stable building. So you'll be finding your strong building after a little bit of earthquakes, you can say. So stay active, turn your passions to creativity, and I think you will be fine. So I hope you'll be fine. I want an advice card for you. These cards give advice on different aspects of life. So this is G. So immediately what comes to my attention is again the skull. So I get a lot of death rebirth energy here. So I think because Librans are sensitive people, all these Nine of Swords energy, heartbreak, frustration energy will come to a release. Number 9 talk about close to completion and releasing, besides getting your power back. So with all this transformation, and again we see this reds and oranges here, so finding your stability, your passion, your creativity will be through finding your inner guidance. We talked about, like her having this third eye and this, the compass, the north-south ways. So following your inner wisdom, thinking through what makes you happy. So this card talks about finding your path, finding getting some guidance, and travels. This could be actual travel, because Chariot, we've seen Chariot here, could be actual travel, or traveling through your inner self. And you are invited to choose the right way, right paths for your inner and outer satisfaction, and finding new experiences. The color of this card is blue. It talks about like King of Cups. I think this artistic, creative things will make you satisfied, will fill your cup. And the element of this card is air. Again, Libra is an air sign. Gemini communication is an air sign. The astrological planet for this card is Jupiter, so this talks about, again, we talked about abundance, so abundance finding you after a period of constraint. And new beginnings. In love, you might find a new way, be it a withstanding relationship or maybe a new relationship, but be sure to contemplate on whether this is a true person. Is this person in sync with my path? Are they supporting me? So don't forget to, with all your relations actually, like your friend, your family, do they support you? Do you feel supported in your endeavors? And if people don't support you, it doesn't mean that it's wrong, you know. You have the inner power, you can do it. So yeah, for your career, again, a new beginning might be waiting for you. We talked about Ace of Pentacles. We have a lot of Pentacles here regarding your health. You might go into a new way. So use your intuition, your wisdom, your inner guidance, your higher self. Connect with your higher self, your inner intuition, and you should be fine. Love and peace, my friends. Take care.